Hello, I am Eric Merritt from HomeSmart in Northeast Mesa. And as you all know, I've been a realtor for 5 years, but this video is not about real estate, actually. This video is about something traumatic and catastrophic that hit our family and hit myself. And the reason I'm making this video is to not show, oh, something really bad happened to me and now I've come out of it and I've recovered completely. I have not recovered completely, far from it. I still have a long way to go. And yes, I am a survivor of COVID-19, believe it or not. COVID-19 does not discriminate. It does not care what your age is, how healthy you are, or anything. And I do believe that my health did save my life. And the reason I'm making this video is to save other people's lives, including maybe your own, so that you will take this information and make good use of it. That's why I'm making this video. So I'm going to go on to a timeline of what happened to me. I think it was the end of September that maybe I did contracted and I didn't know that. And yes, I was at a couple of places where I did not wear a face mask, shame on me. And so I was like September 24th to 27th. And I realized I was taking my 3.5 usury pass 20-mile usury pass bike ride. And it was on a Sunday, October 3rd. And I remember going up the long 3.5-mile hill that I always go up. And I had to stop twice on the way up. And in 6 years, I've never had to stop on the way up. So I should have known something was up with me. The next day, Roberto, our youngest one, who's 13, pretty good size for 13-year-old, he tested positive because on Sunday night, he developed a fever, tested positive. Then he had a fever of 106 degrees. I did not have a fever, but I'm going to go into what happened to me a little bit later. Miriam was taking care of him, his mother. And so Miriam decided that she and I and Alejandro, the oldest one, should go to an urgent care and see if we all three had COVID-19. We all three tested positive on Saturday, October 9th. And then on Sunday, I just started developing hiccups, and they were kind of light, annoying, but they got worse throughout the week. From the 10th to the 15th, the hiccups got so bad on Wednesday and Thursday that it was horrible. And I also remember Monday night on the, would have been the 11th, that was the last day that I could taste and smell. Tuesday, I could not taste and smell anything all the way to several weeks later. And I'm going to go into that too. So my oxygen level, along with Alejandro's, was 94 to 96%. That early in the week, from the 10th to the 15th, I bought an oximeter so that we could measure our oxygen levels and see what's happening. Because with COVID-19, it attacks your lungs first, and my voice is not completely recovered the way it was, but it's getting better as the days go on. So Miriam's was the worst at first. She was 92 to 93%. Roberto was 92 to 93 when he had the fever the week prior to. Saturday, the hiccup stopped on the 15th. The next week, I went into the 80s, and the 19th and the 20th, I went into the 70s, 70%. My friend told me that I should go to ER, to Banner Baywood Hospital. And so I went there. So they admitted me right away. And so I do have a slide about that, I picture. So we're going to go into the rest of the video, and I'm going to do some voiceovers based on what's happening so that you can understand what's going on. So we're going to go into that, and we'll get started. Thank you. So I admitted myself in the hospital on October 20th, as you can see from my armband, and I never came out of the hospital. I was in ICU for 12 days, intubated with tubes going down my mouth. And Miriam told me at one point I did take one of my tubes out. My oxygen level went down to 59%. They put the tubes back in, and 12 days I was there, intubated. I did wake up after that, otherwise I wouldn't be talking right now. And they moved me to a hospital room for another 11 days. Well, when I was in ICU, after I was in ICU, I was going through delirium. So when I was in ICU, I had a whole bunch of different really weird hallucinations. Like I thought my father was still alive, which I know he's not because he passed away in January of 2013 and had an accident. But Marion had to bring me his book that my mother and one of my cousins published. And then it dawned on me, yeah, you're right. So, I mean, there was a lot of other really weird hallucinations that I had. One of them, I thought I was in Aurora, Colorado. And I thought that how could Miriam visit me so easily every day if I really was in Colorado? Because from here, Mesa, Arizona to Aurora, that's a 14-hour drive, number one. So that would not be physically possible. Number two, I was watching Channel 3 News, Arizona Families, the news that I always watch every morning when I wake up. And one Tuesday morning, I believe it was on a Tuesday, I saw that there was some dump truck that went over an embankment on the 51 trying to go on the 101 westbound in North Phoenix, Scottsdale area. And I thought, well, if I'm really in Colorado, why would this be broadcasted in Denver? No one in Colorado cares about Arizona Family News. So that dawned on me that I really was in Mesa, Arizona, and everyone was telling me I was in Mesa, Arizona, but I didn't believe it. Until I saw the outside and what I was looking at outside my window, I knew that landscape did not belong in Colorado. And I saw the Santan Mountain, and I knew exactly for sure that I was really in Mesa, Arizona. So I had some serious delirium as to where I was at. So I got rid of that part. And then there were some other things, and everything started falling into place after that. So we're going to go into the hospital room in the next slides.
You're doing very good. This is for your mom.
This is me eating here. The hospital food actually was pretty good, believe it or not. This is a fungus that was starting to grow on my head. This is my hospital bed, and it was very uncomfortable. Towards the end, I got better at adjusting it myself. So the first few days, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, maybe the 4th, I was on 15 liters of oxygen. And then I was placed at 10 liters of oxygen on Saturday, November 6th. And then the following Monday, I went down to 5 liters of oxygen. And then Monday and Tuesday went down to 4 liters of oxygen. The last 2 days, on Wednesday and Thursday, which would have been the 10th and the 11th, I needed no oxygen at all. And the last 3 days I was there, I was able to move out of my bed and go into the chair next to the window. It was such a relief to eat somewhere other than a hospital bed and go use a real bathroom as well. They wanted to test my ability to be able to walk with a walker, so they had me on 6 liters of oxygen. I started walking too fast for them, so they made me turn around and go back to the room.
Pause again. And go ahead and have a seat, okay, Eric? You can get that way, right?
There it goes, yep.
There it is.
This picture is the day that I got discharged on Thursday, November 11th. The day before, on Wednesday, I finally got the Foley catheter taken out, which was a relief. And I had, that was the first day I had no oxygen either. It was Wednesday and Thursday. So the day that I got discharged on Thursday, November 11th, Marion made a really big effort to get oxygen tanks, one for the house and a portable oxygen tank. So whenever I go somewhere, if I try and walk, then I would have oxygen right next to me if I needed it. She also got a rental bed so I could let rest downstairs until I was strong enough to go upstairs. And she also got a shower chair so I could use our downstairs bathroom and take a shower sitting down. So that was all done on that Thursday, and then I was at home. This is the nurse that discharged me. Her name was Ronnie. I had her the last 2 days I was there, and I was in room 447 at Banner Baywood Hospital. I have to give a special thanks to the nurses. Anika was with me almost the entire time. Andrea was the first nurse that I had, and she's the one that discovered that I needed the MRI and CT CAT scan because I was coughing up blood for 3 or 4 days. So that warned them that I needed to get medication for the blood clots, so a blood thinner for that. So I give special thanks to her. And Nico was an outstanding nurse that I had for about 10 days before she went on a vacation. And then I had Ronnie the last 2 days I was there. And thanks to all the other nurse assistants that helped me. They took my vitals. They did pop my finger 3 times a day to test my blood sugar out. And they took my vitals even at 3, 4 in the morning sometimes. So if you're in the hospital, they will do their best to take very good care of you and make sure that you are all right. So special thanks to Banner Baywood Hospital. So now we're going home on Thursday, November 11th, and I slept downstairs for the first week. I slept in the reclining couch that we have until the rental bed came on Monday the 15th. The rental bed was not comfortable at all. It had a big depression on the right side of the bed, enough to where I was waking up 2-3 times in the night, constantly going number 1. And I just got tired of it. And so Thursday, the 18th, is when I started to actually go upstairs and sleep in my own Tempur-Pedic bed. So I had a much higher quality of sleep. The first time I went up the stairs was Monday the 15th, because I wanted to make sure this tile guy came that we used before in our house to caulk up the space between the windows and the tile, because the idiots that first did our master bathroom shower only put caulking in there. Put grout in there, not caulking. So there's a grout caulking mix that goes between them, so that way water will never go between the window and the tile. So I was able to use our bench so I could take a shower in our master bathroom shower on the bench with a handheld Ferguson unit that has 4 different settings for the water. So it made it a lot easier. But I was using the downstairs shower for the first week with a chair in the shower. And then what I started to do was our physical therapy appointment. The first one was the 17th at East Valley Physical Therapy. So they had machines in the back. And then I also was in the pool, walking in the pool with a resistance. So you walk forwards, backwards, and sideways. And then on the 16th, on Tuesday, I had a pulmonologist appointment. And the pulmonologist looked at my MRI and CAT scans. He said, "You're lucky to be alive." So according to him, you're one of the lucky 20% that was able to come out of ICU. And so I was pretty surprised about that. I don't know what the actual statistic is, but that's what he told me. 5% of the people that get COVID-19 actually do get hospitalized and go into ICU. So it's a pretty small percentage. And then the post-COVID-19 stuff, I had a really bad headache last Thursday and Friday. Thursday it was there, but Friday was the worst. It was so bad that it was throbbing constantly all day until 5 o'clock in the afternoon when I was getting some Aleve pills, and then it went away. But I think it was a migraine. I never had a headache like this in my whole entire life. And anytime I coughed, it felt like my head was going to explode. That's how bad it was. And then the other things I'm dealing with, now I've got partially numb right thumb, and the right side of the back of my head is completely numb. I can't even feel the back side of my head on the right side. So that's an area of concern. So we're going to see a neurologist next week, hopefully, that I got from my urgent care referral. So that's going to be taken care of. So yeah, with the post-COVID-19 stuff, you need to have your pulmonologist and a neurologist. You got to have both. To counter, because there's no physical therapy this week, I've been using our Mountain Bridge Clubhouse to do the leg machines and do the arm machines. And that has been a very big help. So now I'm starting to get some muscles back, enough to where I can go up the stairs in my own house, and my oxygen level going from 95, it may go down to 92, but it doesn't go below 90 anymore. So when I get to the top of the stairs, I don't need our black oxygen machine like I did the previous week. So that's an improvement there. Plus this AirLife machine, when I was in the hospital, I was only doing 1,000 milliliters. Now I'm doing 2,000. I did 2125 on Monday, and I did that yesterday as well. But the first time I hit 2,000, I screamed, 2,000! Because the previous week I was stuck at 1,750. And, you know, I've had pneumonia in the past, like we all have had pneumonia in different parts of our life, but I never had pneumonia with COVID-19. So I didn't know what to expect. Because, you know, you can get your muscles back, but if you can't get your lungs back, it doesn't make any difference. You can't hike or bike anymore or do those kind of strenuous activities that I always enjoyed doing for many years. And so now I know that the lungs will come back in time. So I'm not worried about that part anymore. So some lessons learned about all of this. Please get vaccinated. It is very important to do that. You have a 98 to 99% chance that your oxygen levels will not drop below 90% if you are vaccinated, and you certainly won't get hospitalized or go into ICU like what happened to me, something dramatic. You'll be able to fight it off at home. You should be able to do that pretty well there. You'll save lots of money in hospital bills and your insurance. It'll give your family the peace of mind, so that way they're not worried. If you're in ICU, you could die at any time, you know, and that's a lot of stress for people back at home. And the other thing too is, if you have any kind of assets at all, make sure you put something together with an estate attorney, get a will, testament, or a living trust. So that way anything that you have will pass directly to them. And that's very important. So you don't get all these lawyers and it goes to probate or any vultures trying to go after your stuff. So that way it goes to the people you want it to go to, and they're protected financially. So please, if you haven't done that, please do that. It is very important. And the vaccine, both of the kids, Alejandro and Roberto, Miriam, all three of them got the vaccine, Pfizer vaccine. Pfizer has the least amount of side effects. Moderna, I heard, does have some stronger side effects, but it's still is a good vaccine. So my pulmonologist told me that I should not get the vaccine too soon because I have COVID-19 antibodies already in my immune system, and my immune system is very strong. And I've heard that on the videos, to where our immune system can sometimes make us weaker because it's fighting off and doing so much work. And so when you get the vaccine, that just makes it that much worse. You have to get your immune system to calm down first. So that's why you reckon about 90 days out for me to get my first vaccine. So that is what I have to share with you. You know, life is about humility. It's not about totally work and succeeding. You know, if you haven't done these things and you think, and you had the mind like I did, oh, nothing's going to happen to me, I never get sick. Well, you know, that's what I thought too for many, many years. And then something can happen to you and you can almost be close to death. And if you don't have those things taken care of, then it could be very, very bad and catastrophic for other people around you. So please do those things. Take care of yourself. And, you know, the vaccine is extremely important, wearing a face mask. And this video is not just about my recovery. It's about if I can help just one person save their life and save others, that's what's important to me. And COVID-19 does not care who you are, doesn't care about your age, your health, your ethnic background, or nothing. It will come to you sooner or later. There's people that I call to see how they are, and then those people, other people said, oh, these people had COVID-19, they've gotten better, and then these other people passed away. So that's hitting home to me even more so, and it almost happened to me. So that's why I'm sharing this video, because it's coming to people closer than you think to you. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call at 480-999-6061. Thank you.